Paul Roberts and Nicky Owen. Adrian and Sage Davis and Vince Davis. You don't get them up here very often. The Davis boys. Heading down the first straight and into the first corner. It's John Halsey, Jason Glenie at the front. Mick Cave and Mick Stace. Trying to come forward now. Second place. 1-3 is 13 then. John Halsey. Leading Mick Cave in problems. Hands in the air for Mick Cave. That's bad luck for him this early in the meeting. Steve Heath and Dean Bartholomew powering around the outside there. Adrian and Vince Davis. They've had a long old run up this weekend, I can tell you. John Halsey chasing Glenie leading it. Paul Roberts, Nicky Owen in second place. Adrian and Vince Davis going through to third, but they nearly overcooked it on that corner. Steve Heath pushing hard in third place. Looks a little bit wet and sticky on that Pitts turn. At the other end looks really exciting by it. It's John Halsey. Comes up to take the last lap flag. One wheel full in the air. Paul Roberts, a good second place for him with Nicky Owen in the chair then. Adrian and Vince Davis. Mick Cave's got it running again. He goes past Steve Heath and Dean Bartholomew. And bringing up the rear we have number 4, Kevin Giddin and Kev Bovis. Flag this time and comes out forward. John Halsey and Jason Glenie from Paul Roberts and Nicky Owen, and Adrian and Vince Davis. Mick Cave and Mick Stace. Steve Heath and Dean Bartholomew. And number 4, Kevin Giddin and Kev Bovis. Heat of the first leg. First time out for a lot of these riders. Let's see how they go then. Oh, looks like Roger Mears are a non-starter in this one. Can't see Roger Mears out there. There's Pete Dyer. Pete Dyer on the corner area going for gold here this afternoon in front of Rob Wilson and Tony Miles. Oof. It's a bit of a water splash on the inside of that course, isn't there? Who sit on the inside of that course? What am I saying? Rob Wilson, Tony Miles leading now then. Pete Dyer just in Westaway down to third place. Rob Wilson, Tony Miles, a little bit wide. Joe Mogg is in second place. 98, not 58. 98, Joe Mogg. Joe used to ride with Chris Burge, but I'm not sure who's with Joe this afternoon. Oh, it's Joe Smith. Meanwhile, making it look so easy. Showing off the front of his saddle. 24, Rob Wilson Senior, taking the last lap flag with Tony Miles in the chair. Now look at those two SGMs battling side by side, with Joe Mogg just holding on to the advantage from Pete Dyer and Justin Westaway. Joe Mogg's gone right, it's Pete Dyer's chance, and he's through on the inside. He'd really made him out at that time. I bet Joe Mogg's cursing, letting him through there.
Come on, Phil!
They come around the last turn for the last time then. Right out through the checkered flag. Trevor Wilson, Tony Miles from Pete Dyer, Justin Westaway. Joe Mogg. Where's that man gone in the middle? And then number 28, Darren Bartholomew and Matthew Dix completing race. Race 12 then underway they go, down the straight. Who's going to make the break? It's still pretty level as they go past here. It's Dean Garton. Dean Garton that goes in the lead from Steve Bishop. Steve Bishop taking over the reins on the first turn. Dean Garton trying to go around the outside, but Steve Bishop is out there. Steve Bishop's gone too wide and let Dean Garton back through. And Chris Tritton fighting in his way now, trying to take that second place from Steve Bishop. So Dean Garton from Cornwall leading the Bristol man, Steve Bishop. Then the local man from the Canterbury area there, that's Chris Tritton. Oh, what a lead that man's got already. The Cornishman leads, Dean Garton, giving it the big one. Always does well in these big events. 16, Dean Garton leading from 34. Steve Bishop from Richard Emson. Then Chris Tritton and Alan Harmer. Young Richard Emson, I told you earlier on, he was a flyer, they didn't believe me, and he's coming up now on the back with Steve Bishop. Not quite getting there this time. That young man's number 16, maybe he's just 17 years of age. Not too sure on that, somebody will probably come over and tell me later. But he's dynamite. 16 then. Dean Garton leading. From 34, Steve Bishop, then Richard Emson, then Chris Tritton and Alan Harmer. Graham Gordon. Steve Bishop now making his move on Dean Garton again as he comes up on the inside on that turn and he goes through. Can he hold it? He's fiddling real wide and Dean Garton's right on the inside, but the checkered flag goes this time for Steve Bishop. From Dean Garton in second, then Richard Emson in third, then Chris Tritton, then Alan Harmer, Dave Perry, Graham Gordon. 1 minute 46.74 seconds, speed of 48.86 miles per hour. Flat out they come off the lineman. Keith Strudwick leading. Wokie Giles coming up on the inside and he takes the lead. So it's Wokie Giles from Keith Strudwick and Lee Street. From Richard Emson, straight out of that 500 race, straight into this 250 race. That man's going to be tired at the end of the afternoon. He's holding fourth though at the moment. Maybe he'll just do enough to make the finals and save his best till last then. Wokie Giles leading then. Goes a bit wide, leaving a big gap on the inside, and trying to fill it is number 124, Keith Strudwick, but he can't quite get there. Lee Street holding third, then Richard Emson, then Adrian Squirrell, well down the field after his previous heat win. Wokie Giles then. Well clear of the rest of the field. The rest of the field getting rather tight and bunched up, and anything can happen in that midfield. 300 then, Terry Giles, front wheel paw in the air. Lee Street holding second. Keith Strudwick fighting hard for that second. And Richard Emson sitting in there saying, if you two would just get out of the way, I'll get on with the business. Keith Strudwick and Lee Street riding best pairs or something. Exciting stuff here this afternoon. They might not be doing it on purpose, but it's certainly giving Richard Emson absolutely nowhere to go. Richard Emson's come right up the inside this time, front wheel in the air, and he splits them up. But then problems I feel for him. So he loses a place on the entrance to that next corner. Meanwhile, Wokie Giles knows nothing about the drama behind him. He's got his head down and he's going places. Wokie Giles, fourth first time out. Now he's in for a win. That'll boost his confidence and run up a few more points on the points tally towards the final at the end of the day. There goes the checkered flag for Wokie Giles. Second, Keith Strudwick, then Lee Street, Richard Emson and Adrian Squirrell, all side by side there. Then Richard Sims, Arthur Livins, Brian Corner. And away they go then, a nice even break as they come down the straight. 229, Richie Knight goes off well clear in the distance from John Pilcher in second place. And then Bill Sims. Looks like Mark Bunting there in fourth place. Coming through for third. Richie Knight then leading on the new track Suzuki. Number 33, Richard Smith. Problems on the first turn and looks like he's up and okay, but looking down at the machine. 229 then, Richie Knight playing with the gear lever as he went past the commentary box. Leading round that turn. John Pilcher in hot pursuit in second place. Richie Knight, nice tight line round the turn, always a tight rider. Squirts the throttle on the new track from 49. John Pilcher, then Mark Bunting. 118. Bill Sims. Then Michael Peters. Got those overalls off now, we can see those leathers and see who he is. Then 222, Shane McLaren bringing up the rear. Then they come in, 229, Richie Knight taking the last lap flag from John Pilcher, who's still in hot pursuit there in second. Mark Bunting in third. And Bill Sims. And Michael Peters. Two of the local lads from the Surrey area. Richie Knight then, just a few yards away from his first victory. 129, Richie Knight takes the win from John Pilcher in second place. Julian Wood, then 125, Ernie Penfold and Ken Jarvis, 174, Duncan Fish, Clive Holland, and 808, Luke Paschal and Julian Browning. Well, I think this will really put the cat amongst the pigeons on this left-hand class, and away they go. Who's it going to be? Your guess is as good as mine. Look at that flying Welshman coming off that line sideways down that first straight. Look at Luke Paschal and Tony Penfold in there together. No Ernie though. Ernie's missing this one, that's a shame. Always good to see Ernie go, and it was really nice to see him out in front there earlier on. But look at this race hotting up. As Luke Paschal, the British champion, took the lead, and Erwin Bowman says, I'm having it back. Oh, really? I think they must have touched there on that top corner. Luke Paschal and Julian Browning now pulling away. The Welshman really getting his head down. Tony Penfold and Julian Wood come flying by, but then straight away, that flying X-up goes back out in front. Or rather in front of Tony Penfold. A lot of work to do. He wants to catch up with the British champion. The British champion had a bit of a slow start there in his first race with a second place, but he's right back on form now. Perhaps they've changed the gearing, perhaps they've changed the back tyre. They certainly seem to have done something to hot up the proceedings for Luke Paschal and Julian Browning. British champions in the class. Erwin Bowman, Barry Phipps in second place. Tony Penfold and Julian Wood there in third. And Duncan Fish, Clive Holland in fourth place. Oh, the Welshman seems to be catching up a few yards as they come into this last turn. And there's another lap after this, and it's time for him to do something yet. Luke Paschal and Julian Browning trying not to make any mistakes though. They're keeping the wheels on the ground, picking up the traction. But look at that flying Welshman. He's really in there. He's not scared, is he? Right into all that loose stuff coming off the back wheel of Luke Paschal. Luke Paschal now powering out of that turn. Owen Bowman straightens it up nicely off that line. Look at that machine leaping up that straight. 1,002 cc's of X-up power. We're on the last turn now, and this is for the last time. Can the Welshman do anything out of this one? I think he's a few yards too far back to do it. But he'll give it his best shot. Over they come then. Luke Paschal and Julian Browning win. Erwin Bowman. Barry Phipps takes second. Then Tony Penfold and Julian Wood. And then 174, Duncan Fish and Clive Holland. So that starts sorting the men out from the boys in the left-hand sidecar class. The revs rise, come under starters' orders. Away they go then. Another even break, superb starting here this afternoon. They come down the first straight. Oh, look at that lot, sort them out if you can. Certainly was Tommy Penfold that led into the first turn, or past this box, but into the first turn they go, and it's Lenny Mower and Bob Ager that take up the running. Now look at Mr. Penfold coming up that straight, but he's not quite got there. I believe he was the one with the gearbox problems earlier on. Let's hope he's got that sorted out. Sliding round that turn then, Lenny Mower and Bob Ager having their best season to date. With Tommy Penfold, Liam Chivers in second, then Billy Penfold, Carly Bell, then Graham Hilton and Bertie Goodwin. That's four outfits staying reasonably close, but at a safe distance from each other at the moment. Tommy Penfold trying to close up that gap on Lenny Mower. Lenny Mower sliding wide again, and trouble again for Tom Penfold. Into the centre green he goes. Bad luck again for him. Not enjoying the best of afternoons. Made a late campaign to the season, didn't see him much early on. Now he's come back, he's hit mechanical difficulties. So he's coming back here to try and gain some points in this one. Round they come then. Taking the last lap flag, that's Lenny Mower and Bob Ager. From Billy Penfold, Carly Bell, Graham Hilton and Bertie Goodwin. Back in the fray, but well back down the field. Number 24. Tommy Penfold and Liam Chivers. Flat out of that turn then. The ground getting a little bit grippier as the day goes on. The checkered flag goes for Lenny Mower and Bob Ager. From Billy Penfold, Carly Bell, Graham Hilton, Bertie Goodwin. And Tommy Penfold, Liam Chivers. And away they go, off the line then. Oh, one or two outfits touching each other as they come off the line. But who's got the fastest off the start? It's Neil Owen, the Flying Welshman on the 560 Jara, leading into the first turn. Absolute big one round there, and this passenger hanging right off the side of that bike, 1960 style. You'll know where they did that then? I don't, your dad told me about it. Round the company. Putting it in tight. One race win under his belt. Here comes number 2. Can he go through the card unbeaten? Neil Owen. And Andy Evans from Neil and Martin Cup. And then Harry Phipps. Another man from Wales in 3rd place. Well, problems there with John Fish, but he's got it going again. I believe the cutout came out, but he's getting back underway. But watch that Flying Welshman, and watch that passenger get off the side of that bike when he gets to that corner. Give him well down to it. As he looks down at the motor, has he got problems? Well, there's a bit of a misfire there, and he looked down at that bike, but he's got it all running. Problems there again for John Fish, but no problems for Neil Owen as he takes the last lap flag all the way from sunny Dyer in Wales. Then Neil and Martin Cuff, and then Harry Phipps. And Philip and Richard Davis on their Kawasaki at the back. Oh, they're not at the back. Here comes Bernie Townsend and Martin Cadell again, Kawasaki mounted. GPZ 1000 RX motor. Oh, he's at the back. Dominic Dawes behind him. We've got Neil Owen coming round there. He's just had a look behind him. He didn't know whether to shut the throttle and cruise home behind the tail ender or lap him, but he lapped him. And they're absolutely delighted with that win. From Neil and Martin Cup in 2nd, Harry Phipps in 3rd. Philip and Richard Davis. Bernie Townsend, Martin Cadell. An official result for you in a moment. 0.18 seconds, speed of 43.76 miles per hour. 350cc solos on the line already, and away we go. Got to get these races through pretty quick today. It gets dark earlier these days. 25, Jonathan Duke going for the lead. Mitchell Godden trying around the outside, and Keith Potts trying on the inside. Real close on that turn. I don't know what comes down into that long. It's Keith Potts who gets there. Keith Potts takes up the running from Jonathan Duke now in 2nd place, and Stephen Dorr coming through. Stephen Dorr's up to 2nd. Mitchell Godden down to 5th. Stephen Dorr throwing the right sideways, trying to catch up with Keith Potts. Keith Potts got his own way at the moment, but Steve Dorr's right there. Jonathan Duke in 3rd, then David Mears, Mitchell Godden. Neil Scopes, James Cawtheray, Paul Watson. Stephen Dorr going through, right through on the inside, who just took Keith Potts like he was standing still and then throws one of those goggle lenses at him. One of those rip-off lenses. Just to rub it in. I can go past you with one hand on the handlebar. 110, Stephen Dorr leading from 175. Keith Potts, then Jonathan Duke. Dave Mears and Neil Scopes together. Then Mitchell Godden. Well, Stephen Dorr did win his first heat, but so did Neil Scopes. Neil Scopes now comes past Keith Potts and gets him up into 3rd. Into 2nd from 3rd, rather. Round they come then, 110, Stephen Dorr, right out wide, doing the Trevor Bank stuff in the loose. Takes the last lap flag from Neil Scopes. Keith Potts, Dave Mears, Jonathan Duke, Mitchell Godden. And a right ding dong back at the back here between Paul Watson and James Cawtheray. Turn for the last time in this one, and Stephen Dorr makes it 2 on the trot. Can he go through the card unbeaten in the 350 class this afternoon? That's the checkered flag for him. 15, Neil Scopes takes 2nd. Keith Potts, Dave Mears, Jonathan Duke, Mitchell Godden. So there's this Wayne Broadhurst that goes to the front with Mark Seabright in hot pursuit, then Dave Perry and Mark Giles and Steve Carter. Well, a good array of talent all over the country in this one. That's why he's being run on the national circuit. And look at Mark Giles coming through there past Steve Carton up in the 2nd place. And look at Mark Seabright and Wayne Broadhurst having a big battle. Wayne Broadhurst momentarily taking the lead there from Mark Seabright, but Mark Seabright back in with a vengeance. Oh, down goes Mr. Broadhurst. And yellow flags are out on that corner, but the race going on. Broadhurst down, the ambulance is flying across there. The ambulance is coming on the circuit. Get that red flag up. The red flags are up. Wayne Broadhurst laying there on the floor from that little spill with Mark Seabright. Race number 19, the rerun is underway, and down the first straight they go. 419, Dave Perry. Ooh, it's Wayne Broadhurst though. He's not bright enough for falling off up on that top corner. He's got a little bit wide into this one. Dave Perry taking up the running. Mark Seabright through on the inside. Dave Perry, they've lost a man. Goes very wide. He's out of the loose, and Mark Seabright's through. Wayne Broadhurst through. Mark Seabright gains a few yards on the entrance of that corner. Dave Perry trying to go round Wayne Broadhurst. Wayne Broadhurst, a good inside tight line. He's not getting out and touching no back wheels this time. Dave Perry holding on to second. It's Mark Seabright leading, then Dave Perry, then Wayne Broadhurst, Steve Carter, Mark Giles, Brian Cornelius, Tim Milne, Colin Strudwick, Bill Buckley, and Dan. Good line for Mark Seabright. He means business this afternoon. Always a good rider. Always does well here in the southeast. Ambassador for his centre. 167, Mark Seabright leading, then Wayne Broadhurst, David Perry, Steve Carter, Mark Giles, Brian Cornelius, Tim Milne, Colin Sweeby, Bill Buckley, and Alan Dan. And as I said earlier, good to see Colin Sweeby getting out there and turning a wheel again. He's been at it a long, long time, had quite a lay-off in between, but his main duty these days is the chairman of the ACU Grasstrack Committee. And just to show that he still knows what it's like to ride a motorcycle, he hasn't lost touch. Every few meetings in the year, he comes out and has a dabble. Mark Seabright with only half a lap to go then. Pass gaining ground on the tail enders, but I think he'll catch him this time. He seems to have eased off out of that corner. He knows he's got plenty of room. 167 then, Mark Seabright takes the checkered flag. Wayne Broadhurst, after the spill, comes second in the rerun. Dave Perry takes third, then Mark Giles, Steve Carter, Brian Cornelius, Tim Mount, Colin Sweeby, followed home by Phil Buckley. Down the straight they come then. I think somebody's just missed a gear there. Like Mr. Gillen, additional runner to the programme, just missed a gear. So here comes John Halsey and Jason Glenie. Going for their second win of the afternoon. Bill Beecham and Jimmy Goodsell are holding second place. And I believe that's number 4, Kevin Gillen and Kev Bovis. Now, wrong, totally wrong. I'll correct that in a minute. There at the back of the field. So running comes 13, John Halsey, Jason Glenie. Top 98, Joe Mogg and Joe Smith, then Bill Beecham, then Rick Colvin and Steve Smith, then Darren Bartholomew and Matthew Dix. And then indeed, number 4, Kevin Gillen and Kev Bovis. Well, Kev Bovis having a go now at right-hand passenger, and he's been left-hand passenger and left-hand driving, solos, you name it, he's done a lot. Right-hand passenger, easy on the left. 13 then. John Halsey and Jason Glenie from Joe Mogg and Joe Smith, Bill Beecham, Jimmy Goodsell, Rick Colvin and Steve Smith, Darren Bartholomew and Matthew Dix, Kevin Gillen and Kev Bovis. Take the checkered flag, 2 rides, 2 wins for John Halsey, Jason Glenie, then Joe Morgan, Joe Smith, Bill Beecham, Jimmy Goodsell, Rick Colvin, Steve Smith, Darren Bartholomew and Matthew Dix, Kevin Gillen and Kev Bovis. Under Sailor's orders then. Away they go. Slipping and slewing sideways off the start line, but it's Robbie Wilson Jr. and Colin Hill that come into the first turn first, with Russell Ing and Paul Urycz in hot pursuit in second place. Russell Ing through on the inside, Rustling takes up the running. Will this be 2 rides and 2 wins for him this afternoon? Rustling leading. Robbie Wilson Jr. going for the inside run out of that corner. He didn't quite get there that time. Rustling cracks on the throttle, pulls away down that straight. Rustling and Urycz leading. From Rob Wilson Jr. and Colin Hill. And Phil Pitman, Gary Lane. Adrian Davis, Ron Roberts and Nicky Owen. Those positions remaining unchanged. Just look at that passenger, Vince Davis there on that 4th place outfit. He stays down the side of the machine for the whole race and never gets back up. Just slides backwards and forwards as the weight is needed on the front for cornering or on the rear for grit. Up the front he gets as he comes into that corner. Trying to put some weight on the front tire and stop trying to slide now wide. As he comes out of the corner, he slides back to get the ride on the back wheel. There goes Rustling and Urycz still leading. Rob Wilson and Colin Hill in 2nd place in hot pursuit. Rustling goes wide and Robbie Wilson tries on the inside run. Can he get there? He hasn't quite got enough motor, I don't think, to beat that one. Then you get Phil Pitman, Gary Lane, Adrian and Vince Davis, Paul Roberts and Nick Young. Well, they're still at it, those front 2. The checkered flag goes, the fight right to the finish, but the win going 2 in a row to number 6, Rustling and Urycz. Very good ride for number 25, Rob Wilson Jr. and Colin Hill. Then Phil Pitman, Gary Lane, Adrian and Vince Davis. Away they go then. A good start and away they go down the first straight. Rob Wilson, the win first time out, and he's out in front this time. Both Sear is pushing hard on the inside now. It's Rob Wilson and Tony Miles. From both Sear and Andy Urycz. Then Pete Dyer, Justin Westaway, Mick Caven, Mick Stace, then Penny Hook and Keith Watts. Rob Wilson, senior now. Showing his son again, look, this is where you hold the win. And we've got Rustling behind him. And both Sear, though, wasn't really as bad. 24, Rob Wilson and Tony Miles. Heading through the card unbeaten at this moment in time. Holding on to 2nd place is Dave Steer and Andy Urycz, then Pete Dyer, Justin Westaway, then Mick Cave and Mick Stace, then Penny Hook and Keith Watts. The last lap flag going already. This race seems somewhat shorter than the others. Maybe me changing that back tire didn't do her any good after all. Round the last turn then, for the last time, Rob Wilson and Tony Miles only a few yards away now from their 2nd victory and on their way to maximum points towards the final. Rob Wilson and Tony Miles win. Terry Giles streaks down to that first corner. He's really means business this afternoon. He had 3 rides, 3 wins at Leatherhead on Bank Holiday Monday. And he's out in front here today. Lee Street though in strong pursuit after him in 2nd place. Then John Pilcher. Then Brian Cornelius. Bill Sims. Michael Peters. Alan Dan and Shane McLaren. Riding right on the outside of that smooth patch. It's 300 Terry Giles from Lee Street and John Pilcher. Then Brian Cornelius. Then Bill Sims. Michael Peters, Alan Dan and Shane McLaren. Top turn we come then. Terry Giles giving it the big one. Lee Street trying all he knows to come on terms, but I think he's settled for that 2nd place at the end of the day. That should guarantee him enough points for this afternoon's final. Quick look over his shoulder to see where the opposition is, and Terry Giles has got it all calculated at the moment as they enter his pits turn. The last lap flag now being made ready for them as they come out of that turn. Terry Giles, sideways action on that nice, smooth, shiny patch as he takes that last lap flag. Lee Street now trying to come up to take that win away from him, but he's not getting very far this time. The end of the last turn for the last time. It's Wogie Giles well clear. Lee Street now comes up hard on his back wheel. He's trying to ride around the outside of him. It's all systems go to the finish, but it's Terry Giles from Lee Street. And a cruise home for number 49, John Pilcher in third place. Not wearing out his motor in this one. 48, Brian Cornelius comes home then in fourth. Miles per hour. Race 26 then underway, and Richie Knight, one win to his credit. Leaps out into the lead. Richard Smith, also one win to his credit, and both of those had a non-scoring ride, so those two both want to be high on the points tally in this one. Richie Knight pulling away as he goes down that straight on that very fast new track Suzuki that incidentally is for sale. You could have that for 1,200 quid. Proven winner. Richie Knight on the inside, making Richard Smith go right around the outside. But they're right close together as they come down there doing battle. It's Richard Knight from Richard Smith. The battle of the Richards. And Richard Smith takes over. Goes out a little bit wide, and Richie Knight fights back up on the inside. Look at the legs on that 250. Not quite enough straight left in the race though. As Richard Smith goes on a little bit further ahead, with Richie Knight tucking in on the inside. Richard Smith leading, Richie Knight there in second. Then Keith Strudwick, Adrian Squirrell, Richard Emson, Richard Sims, Mark Bunting. And I think we've lost Arthur Livings on the pits turn. He's crafted that Arthur. He never breaks down at the other end. He never breaks down up there. He ain't got so far back to push it. So he works that. 33, Richard Smith. Real tight round there. We can overslide that for a minute with Richard Smith from the Eastern Centre, second in this year's British Championships, taking the last lap flag. Keith Strudwick and Richie Knight side by side. Richie Knight pulling out ahead of those in that corner. Richard Emson getting in amongst them as well now, and he comes right up alongside of Richie Knight's back wheel, goes through for second. Oh, Richie Knight was fighting off the Keith Strudwick fight and struggle. Oh, look at that lot, cut him right up, left him right at the back. Now the last turn over the light checkered flag, 33 Richard Smith wins, Richard Emson second, then Adrian Squirrell, Richie Knight, Keith Strudwick. With Richard Sims and Mark Bunting. Down on 16 points and joint on 14 points. And number 7, the other Welsh wizard, Erwin Bauman and Barry Phipps. 808, Luke Patchell and Julian Brown, and 126, Neil and Martin Cuff. Well, let's see what happens in this one then. The unbeaten Neil Owen, where is he? He's on the outside. Luke Patchell and Julian Brown have got the run on him at the moment as they go down towards that first turn. Then it's the Tyso brothers. And then John Fish, Gary Moore on John Arnott's bike. Oh, over. Oh, nasty. As Elphick goes into the ropes there. I think that was the Tyso boys. They're parked in the right place, right next to the ambulance. Still one of them's up and okay. But I can't see the other. I think the other fellows are being attended to by the St John's there now on the floor. Obviously the red flags are up, the racing. On the line in the left-hand side car, rerun, off they go. Man left at the start. There's Luke Patchell was left at the start. The British champions left on the start line. What's going to happen here? Neil Owen. 2 rides, 2 wins. 3rd ride in front. That's where he likes to be. Giving it the big one. John Fish on John Arnott's bike coming up there, hot pursuit in 2nd place, and then Billy Penfold, Carly Bell in 3rd, and Dominic Doyle and James Cramp in 4th. Oh, he's just poetry in motion, that combination of the Welshman there. On the 560 Jawa, about half the size, sometimes half the pistons, and sometimes even down to a quarter of the number of pistons the others are using. And absolutely away. And another one through the ropes, that's John Fish. John Fish gone through the ropes down there. Right by the toilet, right? Was that short? You should have gone before you went, John. Out as orders then, no Tony Penfold, off they go down the first straight. Oh, we've got Tony Penfold. It must be Billy Penfold waiting for the next race over there. Tony Penfold and Julian Wood went into the first turn first, but look at it. Erwin Bauman coming straight through there on the inside, while Tony Penfold was standing still. Chain off for our other Welshman, Harry Phipps. Bad luck for him. All the way from Wales to lose the chain here at the Sussex Super. Round that turn they come then. Certainly liking this rolled surface. Number 7, Erwin Bauman, Barry Phipps, from Tony Penfold and Julian Wood. And Tommy Penfold here, Shivers. And they Then Graham Hill, 30, good win. Well, Neil Cuff and Martin Cuff getting their machine fired up and going, and they're going to go around and see if they can pick up last place points. Number 7 then, Erwin Bowman and Barry Phipps, screaming that X up down the straight. Look at these others, Penfold brothers, giving each other some stick. Tony leading at the moment, Tommy trying to go around the outside. Very, very close stuff from those brothers, both sons of Ernie. And Neil and Martin Cuff just hoping the points tally will take them through to the final. Last lap flag for Erwin Bowman and Barry Phipps on their X up. Tommy and Tony side by side. Then Graham Hilton, 30, good win. And Neil and Martin Cuff coming around here. Still got 2 more laps to do, I think. Erwin Bowman now coming out of there, but look at the Penfold brothers locked in battle. It's right ding dong up to the finish. Erwin Bowman takes the checkered flag, but Tommy Penfold gets it over Tony. Tommy Penfold with Liam Chivers, Tony Penfold with Julian Wood. Then Graham Hilton and Bertie Goodwin. No, we're not going to get him, I'm told. Away they go then. 4 outfits only. 808, Luke Paschal and Julian Brown is scream up into the lead. Neil Owen absolutely flat out with his throttle right round, but his head looking down, trying to deflect the flying mud. He knows with that 560cc machine he's going to be a little bit slow off the line, and he knows he has to make it up on the corners as he goes round. Luke Paschal and Julian Browning know they've got all the power under the sun, but they've still got to go somewhere if they want to beat the Flying Welshman. Look at him coming after him now, round that turn. It's Luke Paschal and Julian Browning leading. The British champions are leading from Neil Owen. And Andy Evans in 2nd place. And just watch him gain on those corners. Then it's 23, Billy Penfold and Carly Bell. And then Dominic Doyle and James Cram with a bit of mechanical problems. While Luke Paschal and Julian Browning, the current reigning British champions, showing why they are the champions. But look at Neil Owen. That passenger right off the side of it, he couldn't get any lower. Round they come then. At half distance, it's 808, Luke Paschal and Julian Browning from Neil Owen and Andy Evans. Now you just take it, that's only a 560cc machine chasing a 960. And he's not losing any ground at all on the run round. If anything, he gains a little on the corners, but to start off that underpowered and then challenged like he does, he's nothing short of magnificent. Look at that passenger getting right off the side, the motor flat out and howling. But it's that 960 NRE that takes the last lap flag ahead of that little 560 Jawa. Oh, just seized up, I think. Real problems there. That really did sound nasty. Not sure he'll be able to do anything with that for the final. If he can make it now, the passenger just drops off the side in disgust. Billy Penfold now looks like he's going to pick up a 2nd place. Dominic Doyle misfiring badly. Does Luke Paschal know he's gone, or is he going to give it the big one to the finish and then look behind him? Luke Paschal and Julian Browning take the win. He's looked behind him and he wasn't there. As he spotted him down at the bottom, he knew what to expect, but it didn't happen. Well, off we go then, race number 29. The left-hand chariots again, and it's that flying Lenny Mower with Bob Ager in the lead. Lenny Moore and Bob Ager from Duncan Fish, Clive Holland, Philip and Richard Davis, and Bernie Townsend, Martin Cadell. Those 4 outfits, well spaced out, making it easy for the lap scorers. Lenny Moore, Bob Ager, 174 then, Duncan Fish and Clive Holland, Philip and Richard Davis, and Bernie Townsend, Martin Cadell, bringing up the rear there. Bernie certainly goes better on his newer machine. When he gets to grips with it, he'll be further up the field. Leading at the moment though, 129, Lenny Bora and Bob Ager. Giving it a big one at half distance. Ahead of Duncan Fish and Clive Holland, Philip and Richard Davis, Bernie Townsend and Martin Cadell. Oh, Lenny Bora, having, as I said, probably his best season to date. Certainly got the bit between his teeth this year. Other years he seems to have blown hot and cold, but he's put in some very consistent runs this year, and this is the sort of form we're expecting from him. Lenny Borer and Bob Ager on the last lap now ahead of Duncan Fish and Clive Holland. From Philip and Richard Davis, Bernie Townsend and Martin Cadell. Last turn then for the last time, and those 4 places remaining unchanged. Duncan Fish made up a bit of ground perhaps on Lenny Borer, but Lenny Borer fighting to the finish, takes the checkered flag. Ahead of Duncan Fish and Clive Holland, Philip and Richard Davis, and Bernie Townsend, Martin Cadell. Here at the Sussex Super, National Grasstrack meeting, and away they go. Another good start. We haven't had any red flags up. There's 2 riders left on the line. Just as it was looking like they'd all got away. I think that's the first full start of the afternoon. So those riders have to go back. Look like Wayne Broadhurst has got the best of that. Mitchell Godden was in a hot position, as was Steve Carter. Away they go then. On the rerunner, race 30. Clean break and 158. Wayne Broadhurst goes down towards the first one, but look at Keith Potts coming through. Keith Potts goes for gold. He goes into the lead on the first turn, and then it's 158 Wayne Broadhurst in hot pursuit. Oh, look at him lurching round and taking the lead. Wayne Broadhurst then shoots into the lead ahead of Keith Potts from Jonathan Duke, then Mark Giles and Steve Carter, then Mitchell Godden. A little bit further back this time than he was last time. Bit of work to do to come up on the front line with those. The 158 Wayne Broadhurst pulling away now from Keith Potts. Then Jonathan Duke, Mark Giles, Steve Carter, Mitchell Godden and Dave Perry. Tim Mountain, Paul Watson, with Alan Dan bringing up the rear. Wayne Broadhurst though enjoying every moment of this afternoon's Sussex Super, even laying on the floor earlier on. And he's giving it the big one now. He means business. He stamps his authority on this class. But it's nice to compare his time with the winner of the other heat in a moment. But 158, Wayne Broadhurst certainly got a bit between his teeth. As I said, riding very well at Burton-on-Trent last weekend, and really going for it here this afternoon. Wayne Broadhurst then, Keith Potts, Mark Giles, Mitchell Godden, Jonathan Duke. That's the fire in order as they come down to take the last lap flag. It's 158, Wayne Broadhurst from 175, Keith Potts, then Mark Giles, Mitchell Godden, Jonathan Duke, Dave Perry, Steve Carter, Tim Mount, and Paul Watson. Wayne Broadhurst owing a good lead now. Out of that turn they come then, Wayne Broadhurst takes the checkered flag from Keith Potts, Mark Giles, Mitchell Godden, Dave Perry, Jonathan Duke, Steve Carter, Tim Mount and Paul Watson. Get them out because they're underway. Down they come, 139. David Mears goes to the front with Mark Seabright in hot pursuit, and then Stephen Dorr. Just watch Stephen Dorr around this first turn. He's gone to the outside. He's going to try and ride round the outside of him. He's in third, but he didn't quite make it that time. Dave Mears leading. Oh, he's gone back to fourth indeed, behind his fellow Eastern Centre comrade Neil Scopes. Well, 167 Mark Seabright goes right on the outside of David Mears. Has he done enough to get there? He certainly has. It's Mark Seabright from Neil Scopes, from David Mears, Stephen Dorr, Brian Cornelius, Colin Sweeby and Phil Buckley. Mark Seabright leading and Neil Scopes goes out wide and all that loose stuff and slows right up, and he's dropped back down to fourth place. David Mears is holding on to second. Stephen Dorr trying to come through on the inside to take that second place. Has he got there? 167 Mark Seabright leads. Stephen Dorr's up to second then. Number 139 Dave Mears and number 15 Neil Scopes. All in hot pursuit. Neil Scopes has gone for an inside run round Stephen Dorr and he takes second place back. Stephen Dorr's out and all that loose stuff, and David Mears goes back into third. Stephen Dorr's run back to fourth. That'll teach him to go out wide in that loose. Where they've rolled it, it's superb. Where they haven't, it's diabolical. 167. Mark Seabright leading from 15. Neil Scopes. Then David Mears and Stephen Dorr. Stephen Dorr this time on the inside, trying to get the run, and he gets it on David Mears. Throwing mud in the face of David Mears. He goes down that back straight. Last last turn for the last time, and 167, Mark Seabright sliding his way to victory. Mark Seabright wins, Neil Scopes takes second, Stephen Dorr gets third, and David Mears takes 4. Race number 32. We come under starters' orders, and away they go. Oh, bad luck there for Rob Wilson Jr. I think he's stored it on the line. He's trying to he's got it underway, but he's now half a straight behind the rest of the field. In fact, nearly a full straight behind the leader, who has had 2 rides this afternoon with the wins. John Halsey, Jason Glenie, Dave Sear and Andy Urycz have gone right round the outside. They like riding their home circuit here at the Super, and they're giving it the big one this afternoon. Now, there was 2 rides and 2 wins for John Halsey. This is his first defeat in that last flying Dave Sear and Andy Urycz. They've actually got quicker as the day's gone on. I think they can save their best efforts till last. Rob Wilson Jr. and Colin Hill really trying hard to make up for the lost ground, but they're certainly catching up with them. I'm not sure how many they can actually get by in the laps left available. As the leaders come around the turn at the bottom there, it's 17, Dave Steer, Andy Urycz leading. From 13, John Halsey and Jason Glenie in second spot. Jimmy Goodsell scoring good points, then Adrian and Vince Davis. And then Paul Roberts, Nicky Owen, and then Rob Wilson Jr. and Colin Hill. Oh, over goes Bill Beecham. And he's up, so is Jimmy Goodsell, so no problems for them. But the machine's still on the circuit. The checkered flag will be ready this time, so hopefully they'll be easing off by the time they get down to that corner. The fight to the finish goes on, and Dave Steer and Andy Urycz win from John Halsey, Jason Glenie in second place. Then Rob Wilson and Colin Hill, Adrian and Vince Davis, Paul Roberts, Nicky Owen. Right, under starters' orders, and away we go. Another good start. Rustling and Paul Urycz the first away. Rick Colvin was second away with Penny Hook and Keith Watts scorched past on that first break. Rick Colvin comes in with a vengeance on the first turn. Rustling Paul Urycz going round there, but Rick Colvin's gone very wide. Penny Hook's come up on the inside. What's it to be as they come up here? It's Rustling and Paul Urycz from Penny Hook and Keith Watts, then Rick Colvin. Oh, Rick Colvin going on the inside line. Through to Water Splash. Go. Oh, don't run after my missus like that, it makes my heart stop. Number 6, Rustling and Paul Urycz leading. Benny Hook and Keith Watts in second place. Rick Colvin and Steve Smith with it all to do now in third. Then down Bartholomew and Matthew Wicks in fourth. Then Pitman and Ted Davis bringing up the rear. Number 6 then, Rustling and Paul Urycz, one and truly in the lead. Benny Hook and Keith Watts having their best ride of the afternoon as the trackers dried out. Squirting out of that corner now with Rustling pulling away. Penny Hook and Keith Watts in hot pursuit in second place. Then Steve Smith on the back of Rick Colvin. Then Darren Bartholomew and Matthew Dix. And then Kev Bovis on the back of Rick Gibbon. Past that break goes to number 6, Rustling and Paul Urycz. Penny Hook and Keith Watts. Flashing the old X up round there. And 1-1-2. Rick Colvin and Steve Smith. Darren Bartholomew and Matthew Dix, Kev Bovis, Kev Gibbon. Their positions remaining the same. 5 runners in this one. Round the last turn then, the checkered flag will be in his sight. He comes out of that corner. It's number 6. Rustling and Paul Urycz, 3 rides and 3 wins. Penny Hook and Keith Watts pick up their best ride of the afternoon in second place. And then Rick Colvin and Steve Smith. Darren Bartholomew, Matthew Dix, Kevin Gillen and Kev Bovis. Unfortunately, but the Cornwall Challenge is there with Pete Dyer, Justin Westaway and Phil Pitman, Gary Lane and Joe Mogg, Joe Smith. That is Joe Mogg just gone to the front. Oh, he couldn't hold Rob Wilson. Rob Wilson was through there with a vengeance. Rob Wilson sliding wide, Joe Mogg's on the inside. Rob Wilson, Tony Miles, from Joe Mogg, Joe Smith, Pete Dyer, Justin Westaway and Phil Pitman, Gary Lane. Oh, the steer frame leading the 3 SGMs at the moment. And it looks like that bit could be the way it stays here in Sussex. Going a little wide, but keeping the motor on. It's Rob Wilson and Tony Miles from Joe Mogg and Joe Smith and Pete Dyer, Justin Westaway. And Phil Pitman, Gary Lane. Oh, going around there quite nicely spaced out, make it easy again for the lap scorers. I'm sure it won't be this easy in the finals. Robbie Wilson looking across his shoulder to see what's going on. He takes the last lap flag, he's looking down at that motor. Joe Mogg in second place, then Pete Dyer, and then Phil Pitman. Don't very often see those boys up here in the southeast, they make the most of it. They're all from the southwest, come Cornwall, Devon area. And they are the SGM crew. Out of that turn then, back out they come. Number 24, Rob Wilson and Tony Miles. Taking the checkered flag from Joe Mogg and Joe Smith in second. Pete Dyer, Justin Westaway, Phil Pitman and Gary Lane. Orders again then, the 500cc solos, leg 3, here they go. Another good even break as they come down. Here's Mark Seabright, no, it's Dean Garton now, edging in front with Trevor Eadon coming around the outside and Richard Emson back in about 7th place. Tommy Palmer coming up through there into 2nd place with that front wheel spoiler, and he goes straight past Mark Seabright. Mark Seabright fights back. Found that extra inch of throttle. As they come round that corner side by side, Tommy Palmer's gone out a little bit wide, Mark Seabright's in hot pursuit, and Richard Emson is already up to 3rd. Didn't I tell you that boy was good? Then Alan Harmer, Julian Phipps, Trevor Eadon, Dean Garton now well down the field, Justin Shaw, Adrian Mower, Adrian Phipps, Phil Buckley, Adrian Hart. Well, Mark Seabright goes straight back past Tommy Palmer like he's standing still. Anything you can do, I can do better. 167, Mark Seabright, oh, down goes Tommy Palmer. Tried to miss Mark Seabright, but Mark Seabright didn't go where Tom thought he was going, and Tom took the unfortunate tumble. Well, that was bad luck for Tommy Palmer, and really unjust for the proceedings, but nothing untoward. Mark Seabright looked like losing it, Tom took the evasive action, and down went Tom. Well, that was a shame. Mark Seabright will be the first one to congratulate him, I'm sure, when he knows what's happened. 167, Mark Seabright leading out of that turn. From Richard Emson now in 2nd place. Then Alan Harmer and Trevor Eadon, Julian Phipps, Dean Garton, Justin Shaw, Adrian Phipps, Adrian Mower, Phil Buckley, Adrian Hart. Well, as Adrian Harden completes, or starts, should I say, his last lap, the checkered flag comes out for completion of race distance for 167, Mark Seabright the winner. From 41 there, Richard Emson, then Trevor Eadon, Tommy Palmer remounted. Alan Harmer, don't realise Tommy Palmer is a lap behind. Who's got the best of the start? Dave Wright leads down the first straight from Steve Bishop in 2nd place, then Stephen Dorr. I wonder if Stephen Dorr and Richard Emson could learn how to start, they could win a lot of races. Stephen Dorr's going right around the outside now, comes up on the back through to Steve Bishop, on the inside of Steve Bishop, goes through, Dave Wright cuts back underneath the pair of them and takes up the lead. Now right around the outside goes Stephen Dorr. He holds the motor on longer down the straight than almost any other rider. But it's caused him to go very wide on the exit of that turn. Can he hold on to it? It's 110. Stephen Dorr from 34. Steve Bishop. Godden trying to come up now into 3rd place. Big fight on his hands there with Dave Wright. Dave Wright gaining the battery advantage on the inside line on that straight. Doesn't pay to go off that rolled surface, remember. Nice line this time for number 110, Stephen Dorr. On his Java, ahead of the Steve Bishop, Dave Wright, Mitchell Godden, David Perry, Graham Gordon, Robbie Pilcher, Tim Mount, and Mike Wilson. On the way now from the rest of the field. Scammons authority on this race, Stephen Dorr. Stephen Dorr taking the last lap flag. Can he do anything with Mark Seabright in the final? Mark Seabright, 3 rides and 3 wins to his credit. Stephen Dorr, 2 wins and a 2nd place. Looks over his shoulder to see where the opposition is. He knows he's comfortable at the moment, but that doesn't hold him when he can ease up. Steve Bishop gaining a few yards on him, but don't think there's any threat to the win. The checkered flag goes for Stephen Dorr from Steve Bishop, Dave Wright, Dave Perry, Mitchell Godden, Robin Pilcher. A battle here in the Sussex Super, and off they go. The last time to see the 250s in action this afternoon, and it's 300 Terry Giles that goes into the lead with 229 Richie Knight in hot pursuit. Richie Knight down, but not out, I can tell you. He's giving it the big one round there. Richard Smith's trying around the outside of Richard Knight at the moment. Battle of the Richards is on again. Robbie Giles, though, well clear. Look at him screaming away down that straight. He does like these clean-ups. 3 rides, 3 wins, and then straight into the final. And that's where he is at the moment. And he's out in front. Richie Knight holding a good second with Richie Smith trying to come around the outside, and Richard Smith gets there. Richard Emson, I told you he was good. You wouldn't believe me, he's working his way through the field. I reckon he'll go past another couple yet. Adrian Squirrell, didn't expect to see him that far down the field actually. I thought he'd have been doing a little bit better than that, but look at Richard Emson coming after him. Richard Emson goes by on the straight like he's standing still and enters into the next corner. He sets his sight on Richie Knight, but it's Yogi Giles out in front, giving it the big one. 3 rides, 3 wins, confidence is in a high. Richard Smith in second, Richie Knight in third, then Richard Emson and Adrian Squirrell really having a go at each other. Mr. Squirrell goes wide, Richard Emson gives it a big eye, pulls a wheelie and he goes up, but doesn't quite get on the inside, or does he? He's alongside now. He's going for that 4th place behind Richie Knight. Now Richie Knight's going to become a sandwich if he ain't careful. Richie Knight right side on the inside, Richard Emson trying to go on the outside. It's Robbie Giles, it's Richard Smith. Adrian Squirrell, Richard Emson, Richard Knight. Blimey, only Richard's in this race. We'll get Cliff Richard out in a minute singing. There they go then, 300, Terry Giles leading. And in second place it's Richard Smith, and then it's Richard Emson. And then it's Adrian Squirrell, and then Richie Knight, then John Pilcher, and Lee Street. Out of the turn they come. Robbie Giles starting to smoke and overheat. Can he hang on for those extra 2 laps? It's Robbie Giles then, Richard Smith, Richard Emson, Adrian Squirrell, Richard Knight, John Pilcher, Lee Street, Richard Sims, Bill Sims and Mark Bunting. And Richard Emson goes past Robbie Giles on the top turn. Well, I wasn't looking. When I was watching the tail enders go round there, Richard Smith's gone for the pot of gold. He's in front of Robbie Giles. Robbie Giles is overheating badly. His machine seems to be slowing, so Richard Smith, second in this year's British Championship, is flying high here in the Sussex Super. Probably the best season on record for him. He's accelerating out of that turn. He's going like the clappers. And Robbie Giles seems to have slowed up. I think that overheating problem is causing his machine to slow dramatically. The checkered flag is out. And round they come. Richard Smith looks over his shoulder. Dust-free, mud-free conditions. The wins are Richard Smith from Robbie Giles in second. Richard Emson, I told you, was good in third. Adrian Squirrell, Richie Knight, John Pilcher, Lee Street, Richard Sims, Mark Bunting and Bill Sims. Well, that closes the campaign for the 250s. Quick presentation in the middle. Keep the meeting running. The Sussex Super left-hand final is on its way. It's Luke Batchel and Julian Brown in the lead from 25. The reserve, Tony Penfold and Julian Wood. And then the Welshman in 3rd place. But watch him go. They go around that first turn. They're all close on the first turn. They've just... Oh! Tony Penfold gets trouble and Erwin Bowman hooks onto the back of his bike. But they parted company. They're all okay. But it's let Luke Batchel and Julian Browning get clear. They are the British champions. They want to hang on to victories. They're really going for it this afternoon. Their first ride, I think they had the gearing wrong and they didn't get it quite right, but ever since then it's been 100%. Erwin Bowman is up to 2nd place, chasing after the British champions. Can he catch him? These 6-lap finals, there's plenty of time. Luke Patchell and Julian Browning having a conversation down the back straight as they go down there. Into the next turn they come then, with Erwin Bowman and Barry Phipps in hot pursuit in 2nd place. Then Tony Penfold and Julian Wood. Then Neil and Martin Cuff, Bob Ager on the side there of Lenny Bora. And Billy Penfold, Carly Bale bringing up the rear. Those positions remaining unchanged at the moment. Again, Luke Patchell and Julian Brown having a look at each other as they come out of the corner, making sure everything's all right. Welshman doesn't seem to be making much ground at the moment. Tony Penfold seems to be making up a bit of ground from 3rd, trying to get that 2nd spot, but it looks like it's going to be Champions Day out yet again. 8:08, Luke Patchell and Julian Browning. Leading from Erwin Bowman and Barry Phipps. Then Tony Penfold and Julian Wood. Then they come in 808, Luke Patchell and Julian Browning holding on to that lead. Nobody seems to be able to touch them. 2 more laps to go. The British champions in full flight. Erwin Bowman and Barry Phipps in second place there. But they're coming under pressure now from Tony Penfold and Julian Wood. And the closing stages of this race, can those other boys get by? Oh, Erwin Bowman now has pulled well clear on that corner. Perhaps he's just got the bit between his teeth. Perhaps he's been hanging back, doesn't want to make a lot of noise behind the champion. Perhaps the champion will ease up if he can't hear him, he's thinking, and then he'll have his chance. The last lap flag goes. It's 808, Luke Patchell and Julian Browning from number 7, Erwin Bowman and Barry Phipps, then Tony Penfold and Julian Wood, Neil and Martin Cuff, Lenny Borer and Bob Ager, and then Billy Penfold, Carly Bell at the back. Well, the last turn for the last time, and I can't see anything happening here. It all looks like 1, 2, 3 are made for each other as they come round the last turn. The British champions win the Sussex Super, 808, Luke Patchell and Julian Browning from Erwin Bowman and Barry Phipps, then Tony Penfold and Julian Wood, Neil and Martin Cuff, Lenny Borer, Bob Ager, and with problems for coming round to complete race distance, 23, Billy Penfold and Carly Bell. 808, Luke Patchell and Julian Browning. In second place is number 7, Erwin Bowman and Barry Phipps. In third place, number 25, Tony Penfold and Julian Wood. In fourth place, number 126, Neil and Martin Cuff. In fifth place, number 129, Lenny Borer and Bob Ager. And in sixth place, number 23, Billy Penfold and Carly Bell. Here we go then, the 350 Sussex Super Final. We're off. Down the first straight they go. Who's it going to be? Mark Seabright's the favourite, but what's going to happen here? Phil Potts goes into the lead. Wayne Broadhurst is there. Mitchell Godden's there. Mark Seabright's there. Stephen Door's on the inside. It's Mark Seabright and Stephen Door that come out of the turn side by side. Who's going to get some of this? We have a fallen rider down there. There's only the yellow flag, so I don't think we've got too many problems. No red ones as yet. Round they come then. Stephen Door's gone for the outside. Mark Seabright's on the inside. Stephen Door takes it. Stephen Door goes into an early lead, but there's another 5 laps of this. So keep your eyes on him. No overtaking on the yellow flags, gentlemen. Stephen Door leading. Mark Seabright in second place. Mark Seabright around the outside of the red flags go up. The race will be stopped. They haven't seen them yet. There go the red flags. And they look at each other and they slow down. Yeah. Off we go then, the 350 Sussex Super National Finals underway again. It's Wayne Broadhurst this time. Wayne Broadhurst and Keith Potts to go down to the first turn first. Mitchell Godden in hot pursuit there. Big bunch on the first corner. Who's going to come out of it first? It's still Keith Potts. Mark Seabright is in there and pushing, and so Stephen Door and David Mears coming up through. Then Mitchell Godden. And Mark Seabright goes past Keith Potts. Stephen Door goes past Keith Potts, and Keith Potts goes back to third, but it's 167 now. Mark Seabright from Stephen Door and Keith Potts, then David Mears, Mark Giles, Mitchell Godden, Dave Perry, and Wayne Broadhurst right down the field. Don't quite know how he ended up down there. Keith Potts breaks down, goes off the track with problems. Mark Seabright then winning. Can Stephen Door get him again? He had him earlier on for those couple of laps before the rerun, but can he get him this time? 167, Mark Seabright from 110, Stephen Door, then Dave Mears, Mark Giles, Mitchell Godden, Dave Perry, Wayne Broadhurst, Steve Carter, Jonathan Duke, Tim Mount, Brian Cornelius. Well, Stephen Door's looking anxiously, trying to find an extra bit of horsepower. He doesn't seem to be able to match the motor of this man. Mark Seabright locks up. Stephen Door comes after him. Stephen Door, Mark Seabright's there, and he's put down the trouble. The chain snapped. Chain snapped for Mark Seabright. Now that's bad luck for him, and Stephen Door now a runaway victor. Looks across his shoulder, sees there's not too much opposition there. I think he's determined not to overcook it on the last 2 or 3 laps, whatever there is left remaining in this one. Stephen Door must count himself a very lucky man. He saw that chain come out of there, and a smile must have come on his face. As he leads, well clear of David Mears in second, then Mark Giles, Mitchell Godden, Dave Perry, Wayne Broadhurst, Steve Carter, Jonathan Duke, Brian Cornelius, Tim Mount. Coming around by the Pitts turn now. Winding up the motor. Look over his shoulder. The last lap flag goes. It's Stephen Dorr, just one lap from victory. From 139, David Mears, then Mark Giles and Mitchell Godden, Dave Perry, Wayne Broadhurst, Steve Carter, Jonathan Duke. Mitchell Godden now challenging hard after Mark Giles. Can he get him on the last turn? Already halfway around that last turn is Stephen Dorr, and it's one last twist of the throttle for him, and almost guaranteed victory. 110, Steve Dorr wins. From Dave Mears, whose boat has just gone sick. Very close between Mitchell Godden and Mark Giles there. MG and MG. And then Dave Perry, Wayne Border, Steve Carter, Jonathan Duke, Brian Cornelius and Tim Mount. There goes in the right-hand side car, Sussex Silver Final Wars into life, and young Robbie Wilson's missed the start. He's been left well back again. That happened to him in his last heat, and he fought his way through. Can he fight his way through this lot? Keep your eyes on this rustling and full wheels to go over turn first. Robbie Wilson looks like he's out of trouble. Number 6, rustling and full wheels from number 17. Dave Steer and Andy Orchard, then John Halsey, Jason Glenie, Joe Mogg, Joe Smith, and Robbie Wilson Jr. and Colin Hill. Robbie Wilson Sr. on the sidelines. Pushing that machine to try and restart it. I don't know if he lost his chain or what, but he's on his way now. Looking over his shoulder to see where they are, and I think he'll wait for all the extra lap before he joins in the fun. Number 6, wrestling and Urycz. Dave Steer and Andy Orchard. John Halsey, Jason Glenie. Joe Mogg, Joe Smith. Robbie Wilson Jr. and Colin Hill. And Rob Wilson Sr.'s pulled in the middle and decided that's enough of that. Sit here and watch. So 5 outfits left remaining, and wrestling for Urycz. As expected, favourites out in front. Close here, Andy Orchard in second, then John Halsey, Jason Glenie, Joe Mogg and Joe Smith, Rob Wilson Jr., Colin Hill. Well, Joe Mogg is the guinea pig for the ferro ignition systems, and they seem to be firing on all 4 cylinders here at the moment. And he's done a little research work for them this year. And here comes Robbie Wilson Jr. right through on the inside. Nice move from there. And look at those here coming up on Rustling. But as he showed his car a bit too soon, but he made Rustling now speed up. Here they come then. Rustling, Paul Urycz, Dave Steer, Andy Orchard, John Halsey, Jason Glenie, Rob Wilson Jr., Colin Hill, Joe Mogg, Joe Smith. Dave Smith, Dave Steer's on the inside, he's giving it the big end with Rustling and Paul Urycz all the way now on the last lap. John Halsey, Jason Glenie out in third, but Rustling seems to lock up hard on that corner, but so did Dave Steer. Neither of them had a very good entry or exit to that turn, so it looks like it's Rustling's victory. Joe Mogg and Joe Smith go down with problems. Round the last turn then, one last turn of the throttle, should ensure that Rustling comes home. Look at Dave Steer coming up on the inside. Rustling and Paul Urycz win. Dave Steer and Andy Orchard in a close second place. All the way back for John Halsey, Jason Glenie. Then Rob Wilson Jr. and Colin Hill. And then limping home with problems, Tommy Palmer or Julian Phipps. Time will tell. Under starters orders then. Will the tapes go this time? Well, we nearly got that starting, Marshall, that time. But look, it's Tommy Palmer this time from the inside, but Dean Garton and Mark Seabright, Steve Bishop all coming down on the outside. Richard Emson's away in about 6. Watch that, boy. I'm telling you, it's going to come good. When they come to Mark Seabright leading, from Steve Bishop, Tommy Palmer up to third. Richard Emson battling his way through in the midfield at the moment. He's got it sideways and going for it. It's Mark Seabright from Steve Bishop, Tommy Palmer, then Richard Emson. I told you he was coming good. Dean Garton, Stephen Dorr. Stephen Dorr not getting the same lap he had in his 350 race earlier on. But he's after Richard Emson. Richard Emson's up to fourth. Tommy Palmer's trying for third, but Mark Seabright's a runaway victor at the moment, and he deserves it. He was unlucky in the 350, but he's supersonic on the 500. Mark Seabright, Steve Bishop, Tommy Palmer, Richard Emson, Trevor, Alan Harmer, Dean Garton, Dave Wright, Dave Perry, Mitchell Godden, Julian Phipps. So Tommy Palmer now makes up a lot of ground on Steve Bishop. Mark Seabright's leading. Mark Seabright's giving it the big one, and round they come. Steve Bishop's gone for the outside line. Can he get there? Very close with Mark Seabright into the next corner. The yellow flags are flying. No overtaking, gentlemen, on the yellow flags. So it's Mark Seabright, and they've stopped. Well, there's a red one. Phipps got the red flag up, so the race being stopped. How many laps? 3. Back for the rerun. Man, he used to win with that number. Off they go then. Flat out down the first straight. Another good break. It's in Garton away again with Steve Bishop and Mark Seabright. But it's Steve Bishop and Mark Seabright. They're going to the turn together. Steve Bishop on the inside, but it's Mark Seabright right round the outside. I thought he really slowed up on the outside, loose stuff, and through comes Steve Bishop. Steve Bishop goes into the lead. It's 167 Mark Seabright in second place, then Trevor Eadon, then Tommy Palmer. And then look at that bunch coming up there behind them with Dean Garton in there. But it's 34, Steve Bishop. It's 167, Mark Seabright, Trevor Eadon, Tommy Palmer, Dave Perry, Dean Garton, Stephen Dorr, Alan Harmer, Mitch, Godden, and Richard Emson. They're all down the field this time. Sure wasn't that far down the field in these earlier runs. Obviously getting tired. Round they come then. 34, Steve Bishop. Leading from 167, Mark Seabright. 21, Tommy Palmer. 19, Trevor Eadon. 110, Stephen Dorr. Now starting to show through, but he's got his work cut out if he wants to catch that lot up. Front wheel spoiler showing through of Tommy Palmer's. Round there comes Steve Bishop's gone very wide. Mark Seabright's cutting up on the inside, but he can't make up that ground. It's 34, Steve Bishop with 2 laps to go. From 167, Mark Seabright, Tommy Palmer, Trevor Eadon, Stephen Dorr, Dave Perry, Alan Harmer, Richard Emson, Dean Garton, Mitchell Godden, Dave Wright and Julian Phipps. Into this turn now, leading over, winding up the motor. And Steve Bishop's bike packs up, and 167 Mark Seabright goes into the lead. Oh, thought we was on the last lap, but we're not. Looks like we've still got 2 laps to go. Bad luck for Steve Bishop there. How bad can your luck get? But Mark Seabright, he picks up where he lost the 350. Well, that's the fortunes of racing. Some you win, and some you lose. Round they come then, 167, Mark Seabright. He deserves every inch of it. The last lap flag is gone. It's 167, Mark Seabright, counting himself lucky, ahead of Tommy Palmer, Trevor Eadon, Stephen Dorr, Dave Perry, Alan Harmer, Richard Emson, Mitchell Godden, Dean Garton, Dave Wright, and Julian Phipps. Out of the last turn now for the last time. Flat out as they come. 167, Mark Seabright gets the checkered flag, and I think he's thankful for that. Then Tommy Palmer, Trevor Eadon, Dave Wright, Dave Perry, Stephen Dorr, Richard Emson, I told you he was good, Alan Harmer, number 9, Mitchell Godden, 16, Dean Garton. And a right fight to the finish between 38 Dave Wright and 73 Julian Phipps. Well, that concludes the racing, ladies and gentlemen. Don't walk away. Them ropes need taking off, you know, and them posts have got to come out to get in. Race 41, and the result was a win for the man who's unluckiest in the 350 final and luckiest probably in the 500. 167, Mark Seabright. In second place is number 21, Tommy Palmer. Third place, number 19, Trevor Eadon. Fourth place, 419, Dave Perry. Fifth place, 110, Stephen Dorr. Sixth, 41, Richard Emson. Seventh, 121, Alan Harmer. Eighth, number 9, Mitchell Godden. Ninth, number 16, Dean Garton. 10th, number 38, Dave Wright. And 11th, number 73, Julian Phipps. The winner's time at 2 minutes 35.55.